I started playing the guitar in grade 8 of high school. What was really funny is my wife Joyce and I were in the same guitar class. She sat down in the front row, got A's. I sat in the back row and I got D's because I was always fooling around with my buddies because I wasn't really that interested in the guitar yet. But a little bit later on, I discovered, the power chord, kind of like... and a distortion pedal, of course, and got excited about the guitar and started basically teaching myself. That would have been, I was about 14 years old, and I played for hours and hours every single day in my room. Probably drove my parents crazy. And then when I was 17, I thought I need a bit more help to expand my vocabulary, to understand different chord voicings, what they're called, how to play them. So I took about 6 months of guitar lessons from a professional guitarist, and that helped me just enough to expand my horizons. And then after that, I went back to being completely, basically self-taught, experimenting as I went.
I came across a little notebook out of my dad's stuff a while ago, and it was a record of our music lessons. And one page I came across, and it was Graham at the top there, with a few notes. And at the bottom, the piano teacher had written, "You are wasting my time." So it wasn't a great start. But, and I think that put me off theory. So when I picked up the guitar a few years later, I think inspired by just the pop music of the day, I was determined that I would just make my own way and I would get some sounds out of this thing, and pick up tips from friends and so on. But I did find after a while that it was quite useful to have a chord book.
I remember when I got beyond the basics of playing guitar, I remember my dad booked me in for some electric guitar lessons, and I remember him driving me about 20 minutes away from my home every Saturday morning. And we'd go and I'd learn all these crazy 80s guitar numbers on the electric guitar. So they were the kind of early days really that kind of pushed me beyond where I'd already got to on my own, learning on the electric.
I was completely self-taught. I remember, I was really lucky because having a few guitarists around in church, like yourself, and other people who are really, really good. And you kind of sort of keep your eyes open and you watch what they're doing and you see how they play that and you go, what's that chord? And you kind of being in a band with people is brilliant for that. So I kind of did that a lot. And then I think I remember getting a few chord books as well, where you kind of look at various shapes and you see sort of these dots on chords and you go, my fingers won't quite do that, but then you kind of mess around a bit and you try and work it out and always trying to learn stuff, but I don't remember ever having any particular guitar lessons.
I sort of self-taught myself how to play chords. Literally just would get a tape of a friend leading worship at church and just listen to the chords, and I learned one shape, and then you can move it around the fretboard, and from there I sort of started to progress, just learning a few chords here and there. But then I got to take like some classical guitar courses, which really helped develop me as a player.
I went for lessons probably for about a 6-month period of time, and listened to the different styles that were on offer through those lessons, and found it quite quite hard work actually. Every week I'd get really, really nervous before going into the room to actually play this piece that I'd been working all week. But one of the things I did find is that taking some of those ideas and adapting it, I think it probably is the songwriter in me. I take one or two little phrases and then adapt them into my own playing, and to develop my own style was really, really helpful.